We switch gears now to discuss, continue with our conversation this morning. And this time we're speaking to Comrade Orobosa Omo-Ojo. He is the Director of Publicity, Edo APC Campaign Organisation, and he joins us now virtually. Well, a very good morning to you, sir, and thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Africa.
Good morning. Well, yesterday seemed to have been a success, but I would like to ask you, how would you assess the performance of INEC during the elections yesterday?
Oh, great. Let me first and foremost apologize of my inability to join you yesterday and give you a live report. The rains had its role to play, so I'm sorry about that. But moving ahead, I think INEC improved tremendously. The distribution of material started in earnest on the track center that several party agents were taking on our well. By 7:30, the materials have left some of the wards that I monitored until eventually I got to my ward. Ward 3 in Ovia Northeast local government, we had to be precise. We have about 22 units there, and I monitor quite a lot. The beavers machine was like working at jet speed. I have seen beaver machine used in some elections now, and I would say that so far, in all the elections, this is the first time that the beaver really work fine. Generally, the ad hoc staff, the SPO, the EOs, I feel they did quite well. At the collection center last night that I left this morning, you can figure from my voice that I'm still like I've not recovered. My voice has not recovered. It was very orderly. And parties, in a way, acted in a manner that made the INEC work to be effective and efficient. But, however, the party will still have to do a lot of sensitization, especially among the political class, especially among their agents, among their party leaders, and all that. Because there was still attempts for some groups to come in to violently snatch ballot boxes, but they were resisted.
Right. Now,
are you there, please?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Are you there?
Comrade Omo-Ojo, we need you to sit back a bit because we lost your face there. If you can help us sit back. But whilst you're doing that, I'd like to ask you about the events of this morning. We saw Godwin Obaseki, that's the governor of Edo State, who was at the INEC office the early hours of this morning, and then he was escorted out by the security operatives there. Plus, he was booed by supporters of the APC. What is your reaction to that, the events of this morning?
Quite disheartening that my friend, the governor, will have to descend as low as that. I mean, we passed through this before. In 2007, I was a spokesperson to Comrade Adams and Leo Shomole when we came in again to sack the PDP from the state. And he watched us from the sideline. And he saw how strong Edo people can be when they are resolved to sack a government that has become irresponsible, just as he became irresponsible some few months ago. And it's disheartening, and I don't think he has learned anything from what has happened. You don't try to intervene in an electoral body's process. You don't do it.
Now,
it happened before, and I think his action needs to be condemned by the media, especially, and because every stakeholder in this process must speak out, so such that the battle does not become the man with the deepest pocket or the man that has the element of violence, the most element of violence. That's what happened. He just went there to go and stir violence. But thank God he ended peacefully. Report says that he crept into the office last time. We have pictures, everything, that he found that he forced his way up. There were even allegations that he went there to try and compromise some of the INEC staff. For crying out loud, why will a state executive, a man that occupies such executive position, go ahead and spread violence? Something may have happened or could have happened. And this goes a long way that he was trying to foment trouble and keep to his promise that the election would be a do and die process. But thank God it ended very well. And I salute the security and I salute the APC youth for conducting themselves in a very, very responsible and peaceful manner.
Well, I must state here that we do not know the details of his visit to the INEC office. We do not know what the conversations that was had, and they were all allegations.
Yeah.
So yes, I just wanted to state that for our viewers. But I mean, Comrade Omo-Ojo, so far so good. Oh, you said you do have the details. I didn't hear that. Please go ahead.
I have the detail. Once he left the government house, I have my correspondent embedded in their team. You know, we were accredited by INEC to cover the election, and so we virtually were everywhere. We had our reporters at the collation center at the INEC headquarters, and I knew that. Let me be personal about this. I knew, and I have photographs of when he came. If you want me to share them with you, I'll share them with you. Once I'm off this program, so that you can use it to formulate your program, your features, moving it ahead of this, so that you can be able to look at the genesis of where it happened. You have pictures of where he was forcing his way upstairs. They allowed him, and once he climbed upstairs, he was looking far, like a lost man, looking straight at the passage, and people staring at him. At another time, they gave him a plastic chair to sit. What was he looking for? Who was he looking for? And that is exactly what I'm seeing now on your screen. You don't do, who does this, please? Who does this? This is a democracy that is prejudice. This is a democracy that we all need to protect. And I don't think it's responsible of a man that ought to be the chief security officer of a state to leave the government house and attempt to invade INEC office.
Now, Comrade Omo-Ojo, we would like to actually get the pieces of detail that you have regarding the instance. So please do share with our producer.
I will.
Thank you very much.
Now, right now, I'll do it. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, let's talk about the security implication here. I mean, if the current governor could simply walk into the INEC office and we have 35,000 deployed security agents in Edo State, what does that say for the security? We have praised the security until now. We have recorded very little violence from the election since yesterday, and we've praised their efforts. However, is it that the governor is above the law and can simply just waltz into the INEC office? What does that say for the security agents that have been deployed to Edo State?
The governors are not above the law, but what happened last night and early this morning, amplifies what we'll be saying about the harassment that we have put, that the governor has subjected us to in the past 4 years. This is just typical. This is just a piece of the iceberg of what, the Godwin got to a point that he just believed that as a governor, he can wake up and remove the roof from your home without challenge. And because his media team, somehow we are in sync with us, the media. Most of these complaints were drummed down by our colleagues in the media.
Comrade Omo-Ojo, he was there. Let's note that he was there, but there were also APC supporters at the INEC office, and from the videos that we saw, there was a lot of them. So what were they doing there? What's wrong for him to actually be there?
Let me paint the scenario the way a collation center works. I'm actually very close to where a collation took place last night. Once you are collating, the environment is like a marketplace because everybody is struggling to protect their votes. But what the law says that there that the perimeter of the area must be according to the radius that the law enforcement officers there will have to ensure. So the fact that the APC youth were outside, they were outside. They were not within the presence of the collation center. They were outside the gate. They were not within the building. So what happened was that the governor came in because he came with hood of security. You can see you can see the number of policemen following him as if he's going to war. And where is the one that was crying before now, telling the Nigerians that his policemen, his security, personnel have been withdrawn from him. From the video you are showing, does this show a man that does not have 1 or 2 or 3 policemen? So what happened is he just shared power show. So I don't want to indict the police to say they didn't do their work well, but there's a segment, there's a section of the law enforcement agency that refused to take instruction from the IG that there should be no executive excursion during this election. And some of them abandoned their duty. Let me just give this instance. In my ward yesterday, there was a particular boy who works at the council as the secretary that started his madness as early as 9 o'clock in the morning. And I constantly put a call across those that were detailed to be called upon, the numbers that were given to come for a cover-up so that they can flush out this person. Until the vote ended, we never saw one of them. We have to now insist and adapt the use of local self-help. And that was what prevented a young man from not coming to invade first the polling unit and not coming to invade the collation center. In fact, we have to hurriedly try and collate before dark, because the young man persistently was coming, and he has done it before. The last presidential election, he made sure that 2 units with very high votes were cancelled in the community. So I feel the session of the security slept off, or for want of reason right now, they decided to just sit down and look. So I'm sure that also happened at the INEC office in Benin, that they compromised, and because they ought to have stopped Mr. Godwin Obaseki at the gate of INEC and not to allow him to have access. The pictures I will send to you, he climbed, he found his way upstairs. They gave him chair to sit down. Waiting for who? As if it was a banking hall, waiting to be attended to. Or was he at the clinic waiting to be sitiated because he was tired or what? I really don't understand how the governor found his way upstairs, and I don't know who he was waiting for. I think we have to look inward and find out how did Mr. Godwin Obaseki enter his premises, found his way upstairs, and he was given a chair with the security, with 2 policemen by his side, waiting to see who.
Comrade, I'd like for you to walk me through the process of I understand that you voted and was at your own polling unit yesterday. Just help me answer a couple of questions. Were you identified during the verification process? Did they use the beavers on you? Yes or no?
Perfect. My INEC card is what I've always been using, and I didn't have problem with it.
So you were verified with the beavers? Did it work?
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. It worked perfectly.
Okay.
In my unit, in the 5 units in my community, we don't allow INEC officials to come and help. We don't seek for self-help. We must work according to the rules. Even if it's 2 votes, count it for us.
Okay.
So I have to exclaim to say, this beaver machine is working very well. It's the first time I've seen a beaver work.
Comrade, I'm getting somewhere, please. Comrade, I'm getting somewhere, please. When they collated the results at the end, was it uploaded on the IREV, yes or no?
I insisted it must be uploaded.
And was it?
And I insisted, yes. Go ahead.
And lastly, my final question for you before we let you go, because I understand we're out of time. With the visit of the governor to the INEC office and the minister of the FCT statements about the wreck of INEC for Edo State, which is more egregious to APC? The statements that
the FCT minister have made several statements about the wreck. Which of the statements in particular are you referring to now?
So I was getting to that. So the first statement that nobody would have that the PDP doesn't stand a chance, or Mr. Governor Godwin Obaseki does not stand a chance, and that the rec is his cousin?
Okay, let me put this one. The last election, presidential election, I led a protest to INEC in Benin to say that rec has to be removed. Why? Because we saw him in a PDP program, actually wearing a PDP attire. I led a protest. I'm a civil rights activist, that he has to be removed. And PDP fought us that the man must stay. The question is that what has changed? He's still a PDP member, assuming. The question I'm now asking, why will PDP not want the PDP rec to remain when they insisted just about a year ago that the man has to remain? That is on that. Then two, if Wike has said Obaseki does not stand a chance, Wike was just trying to say the obvious. The battle that Godwin faced is a cumulative effort of everyone. First, his friends that were disenfranchised from his one-man show. Two, were the people that believe in our cultural identity, that felt, hey, this guy has come to try and utter what we believe. Some of us believe in African tradition. And if you attempt to take whatever we believe in, what our faith relies on, you want to utter it, we will fight you back. Then there were those that believe that they've lost so much to infamy. There was such that believe that the hunger in Edo State was brought by his wrong Greek agricultural program and their money that was stuck away in one of the commercial banks that the APC, that the PDP candidate is linked to. They were waiting. I am a rural voter. I voted in the rural area. What most people that voted against the PDP said is that they don't have land to farm again. So the farm has been given to the white
comrade, what you're saying is that him stating the obvious was that the grievances of the people are different, and that Obaseki doesn't stand a chance because of the grievances, and not that Wike has continually showed support to the APC structure, even though he's not a member of that party. Is that what you're saying?
I want to tell you, madam, I have not
I'm Judith. I'm Judith. My name is Judith.
Okay, Judith. No, I always respect lady. I respect my daughter too, who will be joining you soon. But let me just say this one, to say, I have not met the Honorable Minister, not once, not twice. He has not told me to vote for anybody. I have consistently supported Mr. Godwin Obaseki. In 2020, when he was disenfranchised by the APC for reasons I now believe was right, I fought along the line with Godwin Obaseki. I did not meet Wike. Wike supported him then or whatever. I'm just saying that Wike said the obvious. Even without Wike's statement, which I think was an overkill, Mr. Godwin's candidate, sadly, Aswa Iwodaro would have still been beaten as he has been beaten now, because he doesn't stand a chance. He just came from nowhere. There's something that happens. Edo politics is unique. We decide who will rule us. You can't decide for us from outside the state who will rule us. And when you come in to want to rule and you don't want to be a rascal, then we actually wait for 4 years to deal with you according to the way we feel. We don't allow our leader, our governor, to become godfathers. And for Mr. Godwin attempting to become a godfather, that was the first signal that he was going to fail. I told Aswa Iwodaro when he was looking for my support, if he's watching, he knows what I told him. We were stepping down from one of the early mornings, 7 o'clock flight from Lagos, and we just moved to the tail of the aircraft. And we discussed, we actually sat together all through Incident 1. We discussed the whole thing. I told him he doesn't stand a chance against even any person that is brought against him, because the anger against the governor was enormous. The bitterness was so. I told him I was bitter with the governor because I supported him, believing he meant well for the people. That this time around, I want to extricate myself from whatever problem that will follow his exit, so that I'm not counted amongst those ones that misled Edo people. So it's not about weakness, it's just about pent up anger against the misrule of Godwin Obaseki.
Comrade, you said that the Edo State doesn't have a place or do not frown against godfatherism, but isn't Adams Oshomole, the former governor of APC, who is also a member of a former national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, a godfather as well, or seemed to be a godfather in the state?
Okay, I like that word, seen by onlookers. That is
But
the
he's
godfather.
not. So you're saying he's not? Because we're out of time. He's not, right? Yes or no?
Comrade Oshomole, my former boss, I've had my differences with him in the past. I will tell you, he doesn't show when you move close to him. He's the best Democrats I've seen. I have contested twice for House of Rep that he asked me to contest, and he didn't come to the field to help me or to supplant me on my co-contestants under the APC. He is a Democrat, but people see him because he's forceful, because he has a self-belief. It's just feeling that he's a dictator. Just the way I am. People, when you believe in your ideology, by your political ideology, there's always a temptation for people to brand you. That's the way they brand him. He's one of the best Democrats I've seen.
All right. Well, Comrade Orobosa,
support a weakness against any best person. He doesn't do it.
we have to. Well, we've run out of time. We've run out of time, unfortunately. We're waiting for the pictures and the videos that you promised us. But many thanks, Comrade Orobosa Omo-Ojo. He's the Director of Publicity, Edo APC Campaign Organisation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Judith, and my gentleman up there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for joining.